How to build a $10,000 per month social media marketing agency in 90 days or less. No, this is not some sort of get rich quick scheme teaching you how to make buttload of money using SMMA overnight. I'm going to actually walk you through the literal roadmap that you can take in order to make six figures with your SMMA. Now, this roadmap actually comes from my personal experience of being able to generate upwards of $10,000 per month just at the age of 20 with my own agency. And at this point of time, I run a business which even makes hell a lot more money than that, upwards of 100K to 120K per month. So that being said, only watch this video if you're man enough to take action. Otherwise, you can go watch one of those reels giving you some sort of motivational pep talk. So that being said, let's just talk about my personal experience and how I was able to build one of these businesses at such a young age and how you can go about copying my exact step-by-step formula. So here's what happened. In 2016, I had done a digital marketing course where I learned a lot about blogging. I learned a lot about SEO. If you know a little bit about me, I even started a website that started getting a lot of views really fast because I was good at social media marketing and I figured out a few hacks here and there. Now I'm going to cut that story short. Like, keep in mind that website used to get like 100K views a month or something. While I was not able to successfully monetize using that website, what I started doing is I started posting a lot of content on the internet for absolutely free. This means I started posting videos just like how I'm sharing right now, and I also started doing the same on channels like Udemy, explaining how I was able to actually build one of those websites and how I'm getting traffic, etc. Now one day, I literally had no hope because of course I wasn't making a lot of money through that means. But one day, a guy called Vijay actually approached me, and he basically said that, Rohan, I think you have great knowledge and whatnot, and you have done some excellent work for your website, but can you do the same thing for me? And I was like, all right, let's talk a little bit more about the same. So when I learned more about his business, what I discovered is he was selling something in regards to e-commerce. Basically, he had a store. It was a drop shipping store. Drop shipping was super hot back then, and that's why he asked me that, hey, if you can just get as much traffic as you were getting on your earlier websites to my website, I can make a lot of money and I would be happy to pay you a monthly retainer. Now that idea was like pretty shocking to me, but I decided to like give it a shot. And when he asked me how much I would charge for the same, I just Googled how much other people were doing, and I did some math, and I just randomly quoted him, $1,500 a month. And to my surprise, he agreed, and that's how my journey with social media marketing agency actually began. So what I want to show you quickly is the screenshot of when I received the first half of the payment, and this was one of the best days of my life. And what I did is like a big lesson that you can derive out of this particular story is always keep looking out for what's hot, and whatever knowledge that you have, try to actually share it for free. Even you might think that, hey, Rohan, who would go and watch my videos right now, or who would care about my information right now? But the thing is, there are people out there who do not know as much as you know about a particular subject, and they are hunting for information. And that's why when they do find it and they do resonate with you, they would be more than happy to give you such opportunities. That actually happened with me, with Vijay. And as you can see, that's a screenshot of the payment that I actually received. That you should be looking out for what's hot. Now, I was constantly on YouTube, right? I would like watch videos, I would see what's trending, what's not trending. And that time I had awareness regarding what exactly drop shipping is and what exactly e-commerce is. And that's one of the reasons why when Vijay contacted me, I was actually able to hold a conversation with him with confidence because I knew about the subject. So at this point of time, how can you apply this in this particular year? Well, if you look at topics like AI automation agency, right? That's like a hot topic that's going on. Now, the second thing that is going hot right now at this point of time is, a short form content agency. Now, becoming an influencer, like everybody is trying that. Everybody's trying to gain attention. And one of the best ways to actually reach a lot of people is through shorts and short form content. So one thing that a lot of people are paying top dollars for is short form agency. And I think, if somebody could actually realize that opportunity really well, they would make a lot of money. And then the third one would be YouTube advertising and YouTube organic agency. So that's another hot topic. As I've already mentioned, people are paying top dollars for influencers, and everybody wants to become an influencer and helping other people with their advertisement on YouTube, especially because I personally believe a lot of people are spending a lot of time on YouTube, and I think YouTube is now replacing television as well. So I think the two lessons, or the main core lesson that you can derive, is watch out for what is hot, right? Look out for such opportunities. And then the second thing that at least worked out really, really well for me, I think, being able to actually post a lot of content or share my knowledge with other people without like judging myself and thinking, hey, nobody's going to actually watch it, because you might get like just 50 views. If that one out of those 50 views is like a millionaire watching that video, right? Your life could change, or even that one person could be your dream client. In my case, it was Vijay. So take that lesson and definitely apply that. So once that was done, right, I thought I had cracked some sort of code, and I even started like traveling abroad, like going here and there, and this was like a great experience for me, right? Now, here's the thing, right? After this, there was like end of 2017, a book from Russell Brunson was released, which is called as Expert Secrets. Now, I read that book, and in that book, Russell explains that the dude used to do one live webinar a week, and he was making like millions of dollars doing that. So he talked about like the perfect webinar strategy, where you just promote the webinar for like 3-4 days straight. Fifth day you do like a live webinar, then you just collect cash, and then you just keep doing that again and again, and that'll allow you to make basically a lot of money. So I read that and I was like, wow, all my dreams can come true if I can also do the same thing. Like, that dude is making like millions, but even if I could make $10,000 a month doing that, my life would be pretty epic, right? So what I did is I really got distracted, and despite having such awesome agency clients, I decided to like just try out this webinar model, and I just put together something and basically created like a course after learning everything that I had after working with so many e-commerce clients like Vijay. And yeah, basically I hosted a webinar, and yes, I won't deny I did get sales, but after that, at the end of the webinar, I did sell something for I think 997 or something like that, because that's what Russell recommended. And then when I like scaled all that, especially when I was like putting money on advertisement, the return on ad spend wasn't like super great. So as a result, I had to like shut that down as well. Now, the lesson over here is that if I had just focused on just improving upon the experience for my agency clients, I think I would have gotten a lot better results, and I would have achieved success a lot faster. But I decided to go with the route which would, allow me to make a lot of money faster, because some guy said that a model is working for them, right? And that is when I learned the lesson of shiny object syndrome and distractions. And I think if I would have just stuck to one path, it would have been a lot better. So that kind of backfired, and I was just wondering, now what to do, how will things work out. So at that point of time, I got on a one-on-one call with this company in the US, which isn't there anymore, but I'm closely connected to the founders. By the way, that company made like 60-70 million dollars in sales through online coaching and info. They were one of the biggest names in the online coaching and info spaces. So what happened is I basically approached that company, and I told them about my problem, and I told them that, hey, I've been trying to do this webinar stuff. And sure, like, of course, the salesperson didn't know better. If I was that salesperson now, I would have advised that person, hey man, stop doing this webinar stuff. Just go back, improve the experience of your clients, and just improve your agency business, rather than getting distracted and doing this webinar and like becoming a guru so early because somebody else told you. And on the other hand, the salesperson told me, dude, the problem is not like, your product or something. The problem is that you're doing webinars. What you need to learn is you need to learn how to do one-on-one sales. And I was like, okay, that sounds pretty interesting, right? And he said that if you can get people on a call and you can charge high ticket for whatever you're selling, your life will change. Because think about this, you just need like 3 clients at $3,000 to make like $9,000, and there you go, you have your almost 10K a month, right? Man, that sounds like pretty awesome. Let's try that out. And then he pitched me something for $10,000, and it was a product that he said that I'll teach you how to like do all this. I don't know if I regret that decision or not, but basically I didn't decide to buy that thing, and I just let that person know that I won't be moving forward. But what I did take away from that call was the application of that one-on-one sales call model. So what I did is I had the skill that I had learned from Russell by reading that book on how to do webinar. So I put together another webinar, but then I had discovered that, hey, you could, rather than me pitching like a product at the end, I would just invite somebody to a one-on-one call. And that's exactly what I decided to do. In August 2017, I decided to put together a webinar, told people that, hey, if you're interested, come book a call with me. I got on a call and basically did exactly what that person said and pitched some people to for a product for like $3,000 to $3,500. And as you can see, these are screenshots of like people paying that. Some people even paid like $3,900. So after doing this, like within like 1 week or something, and by the way, keep in mind, over here I'm just 20 years old, still in college, right? Like I think in a week or something we just like cracked $10,000, and I think that's like I did over $100,000 in sales from that whole agency business and whole experience. But that being said, the next thing that happened was I did achieve my income goal. That did happen, and I'm not going to deny that. However, I started noticing that around in October or November of 2017, my clients were not exactly getting amazing results. Like they were getting results, I'm not going to deny, but not how I wanted to be. And what I realized is a couple of things, like some mistakes that I had made, some mistakes that of course were from their end. But I realized two things. The first thing is that I had picked the wrong market and niche to enter because I wasn't really passionate about it. Like I picked e-commerce because that was hot, right? And I did that, and it did allow me to make money. However, I just didn't care about it because I personally thought drop shipping was dying. People were just finding out about, like, just taking products from AliExpress or whatnot and just like selling it at a higher price. Plus also I chose a market of like beginners who, people who were like, let's say, starting out their e-commerce stores or not making so much with their e-commerce stores. And that's why like it became like super challenging to get them results. And then the main thing was that I was actually pretty bad at delivery and fulfillment. And the way I realized this is because in around December 2017, I started talking to this individual who was running a multi seven figure company back then. And I was just asking him, I was just having this conversation like, hey man, how do you like consistently keep selling these high ticket clients? What's like the formula behind it? Like, how are you growing your business so fast? And then he's like, I think he said to me like one thing that I still remember till date. And he is best friends with, or he's a great friend with Alex Hormozy, or he was at that time, at least when I was working. And he said, the reason I don't need to market so hard is because my fulfillment is so good that my clients spread the word. And as a result, that's how I win. And I was like, oh my God, that is like something mind blowing. So what I had realized at that time was I was just a kid in college who had no formal corporate experience or like actual experience working somewhere where I could like learn these things. And everything that I had learned was from YouTube, Udemy and whatnot. And I was also pretty cheap back then, I think, to invest in myself. So I think that's a big lesson. Don't be cheap. If I would have like just invested in myself earlier, I would have probably shortcut that way. But this is the alternative that I decided to do. I went to all my clients and I said, sorry, things aren't working out, whatever. To individuals who I couldn't serve, I obviously gave them money back. And the individuals I was able to serve, of course, we still have like a great relationship. And then what happened is I just went back to this individual who was running that multi seven figure company. And I told him that, hey, can I get a job here? I'll do anything you want. And I just want to learn. I remember like giving an interview to him outside like a club, at like 4 a.m. or something. But I did do that, and I passed the interview, and he took me and he hired me as a media buyer, which is a person who runs ads. And during that time, I saw everything, like, how exactly he was running his company like a Toyota factory, like, how people would come in. There would be a system, there would be a fulfillment system, there'd be a sales system, there'd be a marketing system, there was an operation system. I was like mind blown, and it was pretty good. Of course, I wouldn't say it was the best. For him at that scale, it was like fine. And for me, especially like somebody who had never seen like an organization function before, that was like awesome. So I learned a lot. And then I figured out, okay, this is how you go about fulfilling clients. And this is one of the things that you must focus on. So it's a great lesson that I would like to also tell you. Don't just like focus on money. You should also care about your clients, your retention. That is something that I realized, because in the long term, man, when I did achieve the whole $10,000 a month, I was so hungry for it. I was like so craving that goal for a very long time. But when I did, I felt so empty because I wasn't like really happy with the results of the clients. I wanted the results to be like something awesome, something like as if they whatever they had paid me was worth like 10 times more, right? So that's why I made that a mission of mine. Then I quit that job, went back around in I think 2018, started the agency again, got new clients, right? And I even made them an offer, something like, I'll work with you for free till the time you get results and then you pay me. So that's how serious I was about results. Scaled that. I was doing pretty well, but then I basically got a message from somebody saying that, Rohan, how are you doing all this? And that person was located in India. We were chatting a little bit, and I decided that, hey, there's a huge opportunity gap over here. And yeah, then I just like put together a Facebook page and designed some logos using Canva and called that Facebook page Uability. Ran some ads, got some proof of concept, got some proof of validation. I think the first call that I did, Sovik, if you're watching this, man, OG, I closed him and he became the first client, and I just validated that, okay, there's demand for something like this in India. And yeah, I think that's when I again decided to like say goodbye to my clients for the agency business and decided to do Uability, which is a consultancy firm that helps entrepreneurs to basically do what I did. And Uability, like at that point of time, it might seem like it was like a big shiny object, just like how I had done before. However, now that I think about it, this makes a lot more money than I would have probably done with that business. And it has created a lot more impact than I think I would have just by doing, what I was doing. We have had so many people try to rip our business off, so many people try to copy us. And it's fascinating to see how, the whole industry just evolved when you are able to actually, spread the right kind of word and, show people the right kind of pathway. But regardless, when I start Uability, this might be relatable to SMMA or may not, but regardless, take this story. My first intention was not necessarily just to make $10,000 a month. It was to really get results. So for my initial 10-20 clients, literally I sat down with them, worked with them one-on-one, gave them all the resources, whatever they want. I remember there was this client of mine called Anand. He was like driving his Activa, and he was on the phone with me on WhatsApp, like basically explaining me everything that he's doing. He saw this billboard of a guy, of a company who was running like local advertisement. He went to their office, talked to their guard, and then he was sitting waiting for the owner to come. He was asking what to do next, etc. And he used our sales script to actually go to the owner, close the deal, and then his business blew up. So I was like really obsessed with customers, and I think that's something that really allowed us to scale and grow. So yeah, that's been like a big lesson for me, and I think that's something that you might be able to learn. So this is how it happened, right? Like as you can see, after 2008, like I think 18, that's when I decided to say goodbye to the clients. 2019, I set out this goal, hit once here in annual revenue, 8,35,000 a month in consistent sales. That's around about $10,000 a month. As you can see, I had like set these goals as well, and you can see like this document was created in around that date and time only, and that's how the whole journey began. And then as you can also see, I had set goals for myself that one day I'll get like 10,000 students. I'll one day have like my own mastermind, great onboarding and support, great product, great follow-up. One thing that I would like to of course mention is at this point, I also started investing a lot in mentorship to grow myself. And I took like various kind of mentorship programs from individuals like Sam Owens. I learned from really awesome people, and of course, the seven-figure entrepreneur that I work with. So that's why I had like great opportunity to learn a lot. And these are the things that I set for myself, and I'm really happy to say that all of these things that I wrote down over here, I did achieve. So yeah, it feels great to actually say that. I hope this video basically inspires you to take action and achieve the income target of $10,000 a month. And I hope you learn some of the lessons that from the mistakes that I made. It's just all about getting good at your craft, finding a good opportunity, making sure that you're passionate about it, making sure that you're good at fulfilling it. And if you're not, getting the relevant experience, putting in the reps to, become good at that skill. Then once you are good at it, once you have testimonials, you can charge a high ticket price for it, $3,000, $5,000. You can even charge $10,000 a client. But let's say for a beginner, you're charging $3,500. That's for what I did. You just need like 3 clients to make that happen. If you need 3 clients, let's say you have a conversion rate of 20%. Let's do some math, right? So you basically need to do like 15 calls in order to be able to sign 3 clients at a 20% conversion rate. And yeah, now the whole goal is how do you go about generating those 15 calls. If you're interested in knowing all that information, on my channel I have a lot of videos on lead generation. Go check it out, and I hope you'll gain some value. Rohan Dhawan here, and subscribe to this channel and like this video if you want me to post similar content in the future. Thank you.